Want to look like $1 million bucks?
You can actually burn 450 plus calories per hour doing this
without spending a dime.
1 week with hyperbaric oxygen, a little bit of ultrasound.
Plus, a revolutionary procedure.
That's so precise, it uses GPS technology.
No anesthesia, no downtime.
The recovery is real quick. You can already see the improvement.
Get ahead without going into the red. Today on The Doctors, we're changing every body, one body at a time.
Today, so have you ever wondered how Hollywood celebrities look so good all the time? Well, today we're going to reveal some of their biggest secrets: younger looking skin, luscious locks, even a tighter tummy. We're going to show you how to look like $1 million without breaking the bank. As you can see, Dr. Sears is off today, but we do have two special guests here to help us out. You'll recognize them from the hit Bravo TV show, The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
I'm married to a plastic surgeon. His name is Paul Nassif.
Can I kiss you hello, or am I too sweaty for you? She's the most powerful, petite woman I've ever met in my entire life.
See that? Taylor had wanted to get some filler done on the side of her temples. That was only the second time he had done that.
Very pretty.
Adrian and I have been married for 8 years. I'm going all out for this anniversary. This wine is a white Burgundy from France.
Specifically for me?
Well, do I drink white?
Yes.
No, I don't drink white.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't drink white. I
Yes,
drink
you
red.
do. You drink both.
No, I don't. It's starting already.
Please welcome Adrienne Maloof and her husband, plastic surgeon Dr. Paul Nassif. Welcome to the show.
Great to be here.
Oh, we're so excited to have you.
So we have a lot to cover, and one of the things we want to talk about is you're a plastic surgeon, you're a businesswoman, you have 3 kids. Our show's about staying healthy despite being busy. How do you guys do that?
I'm getting up early, and I'm walking our hills and working out then early. And
What's
then she's
early?
working out. I'm starting at 6. And the biggest thing, though, is, you know, during the week, we're very busy. We are very busy. It's 15, 16-hour days doing everything. Trying to eat still properly and multiple small meals a day. And the other thing is trying to still get about 7 hours of sleep.
I try to get 7, but it doesn't always work out
Now,
that way
you
for
work,
me.
you're a mother,
Yes.
you're a businesswoman, and that is our first hot topic today, is basically what they found when they polled American women, is that they thought that they were, about 50% thought that they were more successful than their spouses. Now, not to put you guys on the hot seat, not to say who's more successful, because I don't think that's necessarily right in a relationship, but what do you guys think?
Women are very meticulous, and they take care of details. So for me, I feel that if it could be even, and I might think that women edge men.
And you hit upon a great point there. When we were talking about doing this hot topic, we were talking about bringing it up as, are women more successful? And then the first thing I saw in some of our research was women's earnings have grown 44% in essentially the last 30 or 40 years. But what are we going to define as success? And in the end, success, what is it? Is it just how much money you make? No. So you get back to what's really important is the family. And in the end, it's all about that interpersonal dynamic. And I don't think, you know, who's more successful is as important as is the family successful.
No.
You know, most people believe that being physically attractive may make a person more popular, but does it make them more successful? Let's take a look at this.
As it turns out, people do judge a book by its cover. Some recent studies have shown that attractive people make more money, are less likely to be fired, and are more likely to be promoted. More controversial studies have even shown that nurses treat the healthiest babies best. Mothers give more attention to their more attractive children, and teachers give higher grades to the better-looking students. But before you get discouraged, many specialists point out the flaw in studies like these lies in the adage, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
The study here is saying that facial structure, hair color, height, and weight can all have an effect on our paychecks.
I think it's a little bit more about hygiene as well, and just coming in looking healthy and refreshed and happy, and your attitude being positive. Wouldn't you say that's important as well?
Right. It's not about looking perfect. It's attitude. It's if you're appearing poised, confident, and healthy, like you said. Those are the keys.
Do you see people coming to your office to look more beautiful so that they can, get higher levels of their job?
You know what's interesting? This was something that I was just looking at recently, is that I know we're talking about women, but on the aspect for men, I'm seeing more older men coming in for facelifts and having their eyes done for one reason. Because of the economy downturn, they're not able to retire as early. So now what they got to do is they got to look better, refresh, so they can stay in the workforce and compete with folks that are 30, 40 years younger than them.
So it's age all across the board, whether it's for men or women.
Exactly.
Is that what you're saying? Wow.
It's almost depressing when you look at some of the statistics, though.
Well,
it is depressing.
You're making money now because you're tall.
Well, I mean,
if it wasn't...
Well, no, that's the thing is there's evidence that the taller you are, for women too, women, for every 3 inches taller they were than average, women earn 5 to 8% more than women of an average height. And so it's just interesting, these numbers, I guess these studies are accurate. I find it a little, to me, that's a little bit depressing. I could say, oh, good for me, because I'm 6 feet 4 inches tall.
But if you're not,
5,500 more, and you're 6'3" or 6'4", let's do the math.
Yeah, but as you said, if you're not, you're feeling stressed and insecure. We know that can result in a lot of health problems, and then sometimes result in a lot of plastic surgery to try and change yourself to fit these, discriminatory practices.
But in the end, I think what studies can never look at is the individual person. And in the end, it's how you carry yourself as an individual. If you're proud of who you are, whether this study also looked at men who are balding and whether or not that affects their careers. In the end, if you own who you are and you're comfortable with who you are going to be successful. But moving on from strictly, are you good looking or not good looking? Are you tall or short? Facial structure and compatibility. There's a lot of research that goes into what makes mates compatible. And there's one theory that if you have similar facial structures, you're going to be attracted to one another. And even some studies show that partners who have genetically similar traits may be happier. So let's look at some couples who maybe have had hit or miss relationships. Obviously, everyone knows about Brad and Jen. Is he more compatible with her in terms of facial structure? Or let's look at Brad and Angelina.
He's like a chameleon.
He looks, that's right. He does change. He looks more like, he looks like either one of them.
Well, I think it's hard to compare. When it's like, okay, Brad, Jen, and Angelina. They're pretty compatible because they're all beautiful people. So it's tough to argue. Let's look at Tom and Nicole.
They don't really look
No.
No.
I'm not seeing that.
No.
At all.
No, that's close.
Tom and Katie?
I don't see that either.
I see a
Little bit.
I see a little bit.
Little bit.
Well, I think Tom...
He's always so happy.
Tom has already disproven the theory about height because he's shorter than both of his wives, and I think Tom's pretty doggone successful last time I checked.
He's doing pretty good, yeah.
So, take-home point here is this is an interesting maybe factoid that some people have similar facial structures. Maybe they are drawn together. In the end, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Well, coming up, we're going to head into the OR with Dr. Nassif. We're going to reveal a cutting-edge new procedure that can take years off your face's appearance. And then later, I'm excited about this, Adrian is going to show our own Dr. Lisa how she stays in shape with kickboxing. But as we go to break, see if you can answer this question.
Which celebrity reportedly eats sardines to help her get younger-looking skin? Is it A, Jennifer Aniston, B, Susan Lucci, or C, Beyonce? The answer when we return. And later.
Adrian Malouf from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She's here to show us all some kickboxing moves. And what I'm excited about is that you're going to show Dr. Lisa some moves that she can try out. 3, 2, and 1.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
The following program contains images of an actual surgical procedure that may be graphic and disturbing. Parents are advised that these images may not be suitable for young children.
We're back with Beverly Hills plastic surgeon Dr. Paul Nassif, giving you the latest ways you can look like $1 million. But the best part is, there are simple things you can do right now. They don't cost a lot of money. And before the break, we asked you, which celebrity reportedly eats sardines to help her get younger looking skin? Is it A, Jennifer Aniston, B, Susan Lucci, or C, Beyonce? Any guesses? B. Clearly no consensus. The answer is B, Susan Lucci.
I heard a lot of B's out there. How'd you know that?
I heard a lot of C's and a lot of A's as well.
What is in sardines? And we talk about it on the show. There isn't a day goes by we don't talk about omega-3 fatty oils that are very high in sardines. They're great as far as adding good texture, color, tone to your skin. All about collagen and elastin and all that good stuff.
Anything to help, anything to help. We all need it.
Bring out the sardines.
Well, if you do happen to be looking for a more dramatic and permanent solution to erasing your age, there are other options. Jody happens to be looking for one.
When I look in the mirror, I see an old crust on a soft, young piece of bread. I hate my bags. I hate that I have sockets here. I hate that they're dark. I hate that I look tired. I am a child masquerading as an adult. I don't feel that my outside matches my inside whatsoever. You try a myriad of tricks when you get to this stage in the game. I do concealers, light under my eyes, dark above to try to mask all of that. I heard that there is a procedure called fat repositioning where the surgeon, Dr. Nassif, will go in and take this little pad in here, and then he flattens it out and moves it so that all of this then becomes fuller. So that's what I'm hoping to accomplish. I'm ready to get rid of this once and for all.
Jody decided to undergo the fat repositioning surgery developed by Dr. Nassif to help her turn back the clock. Our cameras followed her into the OR. Now, I do have to give everyone a warning. Some of this footage is graphic.
So let me explain what we're going to do. There's something called fat repositioning. So to make a little incision inside the eye, I'm going to make the fat more into a stalk, into something longer and thinner. We're going to kind of slide it into the area here where it's a little bit hollow. The first thing I'm going to do is make a little incision inside the eye. This first step, I'm cutting through what we call a conjunctiva. We're going to access the fat pad through this incision from inside the eye. Fat pads are basically protection for the eye. Now, what happens as we age, the fat starts to bulge out, and that's what we're addressing. There are 3 fat pads. There's the medial, central, and lateral. The medial and the central are the ones that we're going to reposition. The lateral we usually remove. Our goal is to keep the fat attached and alive. We're not removing it. When you thin out the fat pad, it becomes longer. And we need it with some decent length so we can reposition it into the area where it's hollow. The next step is we're going to continue to make the pocket just on top of the bone, which will allow us to slide our fat right in that area where it's hollow. Our next step now is to pass a stitch from outside in, gently pull the stitch, and we're pulling the fat now into the hollow area. And there it goes, it's put right in there. So now we're going to just tie the stitch over what we call a little bolster. Now we're just about to start with the other eye. That's the central fat pad coming in view. We're going to reposition the fat just on top of the bone. And now we're going to pass the stitch outside in again and grab the fat pad. The fat pad is being moved into the hollow tear trough area. We're all done. The surgery went absolutely smooth. I think she'll be absolutely amazed of how her lower eyes look, and she'll be very, very happy.